Rightly or wrongly, we spend a lot of time talking about the cost of our hobby, what it costs to buy rolling stock and operate a model railway. Are we justified though? Do we have ourselves to blame? Did we buy more than we need? And at the end of the day, should we look at the mirror and ask the question, was it my fault? With all those things in mind, let's get on with this week's video. Yes, there's a background noise for a reason. It's time to meet the fleet here at St Blasey Model World as I show you the locos that I have on my 00 gauge layout. Our power cars come in all shapes and sizes, and so in this video I'll show you mine if you show me yours. Hello viewers, welcome back. There's never been a better time to meet the fleet, has there? And I thought in this video I'd show you the fleet that works on my 00 gauge layout here at St Blasey Model World. As you can tell, I've already been to the hairdressers for this video. Always important to look your best when we're on camera. Let's have a look. As usual, we don't work alone at St Blasey Model World. If you hear any weird noises in the background, it's down to these guys. Say hello to Elvis, Reggie, Poppy, Lola and Pell, my co-stars. Yeah, so as you can probably tell from the background noise, this really is a brute of a thing. I mean, it's a serious bit of kit. My own 00 gauge layout was DC. I converted it to DCC, and this was one of two DCC locomotives that I purchased. The rest were all in the middle of being converted. So here we have it, Class 45 Peak 049. It's a Bachmann model. I'll just show you the box real quick, although I don't really like boxing, but there it is. On the end of it there you can see the details if you're interested. But yeah, it's a lovely model. Directional lighting. These lights actually are red at the moment. They don't appear that way on the camera. It's just the way it is. And at the other end we've got the white lights because that's the way it's running on my test track right now. Beautiful thing. What else does it come with? Well, we've got a spinny fan. Yeah, I don't go in for all that stuff. That's never going to get fitted. Not all the time I own this. It will get weathered, just because I think it needs to be. And there's a connection here because here in Cornwall, the Class 45s did come down to Cornwall from Manchester and Birmingham and from the north of England in the summertime. Next up we've got a Lima, a Class 33, 33105. This one is also DCC fitted, but as you can tell it's got a few issues. That's going to be going in for a service shortly. And the reason for the acquisition of this one was that the 33 class actually made it as far as Exeter St David's. Not quite all the way to Cornwall, but near enough. As far as I'm concerned, for me to warrant having one. And I was also very familiar with these on the southern region as well. Lovely locomotive, possibly, maybe, my favourite locomotive of all time actually. But there we are. It needs a hell of a lot of work, but it's going to get it because why not? Class 73, and once again, because of my connection to the southern region, absolutely had to have one. This one, again, DC, not DCC, will get a service, will get an upgrade and a decent chip in it. It just has to happen. Yeah, like a bit like the 33, really. Absolutely beautiful loco. It does work when it wants to, but that's about it. It's going to have a major service, and it will get it. But there we are, Class 73. We have next a beautiful Class 25 British Rail Southern Green. Lovely thing. Dead as a dodo, apart from cab lighting at one end. Lots of work to do there then. Volunteers please. No, I'm joking. It will get a service and a chip and a complete upgrade. Lovely loco. This one was acquired because being familiar with the southern region and the British Rail period of the time, that logo has a sort of emotional connection really with me and my father. So yeah, that's why that's here. But it will get worked on, it will get repaired and done, all in time of course, and time's the essence, isn't it? That's where we all fall down. Too many rolling stock, too much rolling stock, not enough time, but we're nearly at the end of this now. 50043, beautiful loco. Again, made it to Exeter, St David's and beyond, and on occasion as far down as Newquay. This one is off of its chassis because it's a complete non-runner again, and you can see why. This wire here, completely detached. That's not going to be repaired because it will get a new motor and a DCC chip as well. But what a fabulous loco this one is. And again, purely for personal reasons, a little bit of work going to go into this, and we'll get it running onto our railway here at St Blazey Model World. Now, before I wrap this video up, I do need to stress I do have the body for this. This is a Class 03 shunter, 040 configuration. As you can see, you can hear it buzzing away, but it's not fully there yet. That needs some work. And a totally dead 08 shunter. This thing is, let's remove that. This thing really is, again, a bit like the Class 25 that I showed you earlier. I remember seeing British Rail rolling stock in blue and in green, and so I thought, if I'm going to have a shunter, why not have this one? I actually was given this for zero money, absolutely nothing. It's completely dead. It needs some work, but it's too good to throw away. I mean, even if it just remains as a static model on my 00 gauge, 00 gauge model railway, it's worth keeping. And I think we're often too tempted to throw things away, aren't we, when they don't work. We are scale model makers. We are engineers. We can get these things up and running. It's going to take a little bit of time and effort and maybe a little bit of money, but compare that to the price of something new. There are 3 more locos that I need to show you, but they're going to appear in a separate video for a very different reason, which will become apparent. In terms of rolling stock, that's it. That's what I've got here. That's what I run. I really don't go for massive amounts of rolling stock and engineering trains and all the rest of it. I've got a couple of HST power cars which are going to be on the circuit shortly. But that's it. You know, that we do not need. There is no great kudos or status in having tons and tons of locomotive power, especially if, like me, you've got a relatively small layout and you only need to have 2 or 3 trains running at a time. I hope you've enjoyed this one, and we'll see you next time at St Blazey Model World. Stand by for updates on this lot. Leave your comments below, and if you could hit the thumbs up on the way out, that would be great. Take care. We'll see you next time at St Blazey Model World. Bye for now.